What's up, YouTube? We're back with Stanley Parable, and it's asking me the time again. So I decided to start the recording now. Of course nobody knows anything. You and I don't even know each other, we're like strangers. Sure, I've adjusted all the game settings to your exact specifications, but who hasn't? It's just what I do, like a day job. And now, the job is over. There's no more information for me to gather. I've collected all the data on you that I can. And I still don't really know you. And you don't know me. And neither of us know what time it is. I guess some settings are just unsettable. But if I'm being totally honest, the clock doesn't do anything in the game anyway. You won't have me here when the game starts next time. That's okay. Video games were meant to be played alone. You like being alone, don't you? Oh, maybe the only information I really learned about you. Well, it's time for me to leave. Still one more setting we need to adjust. But it may take a little time before I'm ready for that. Not really in the job description, but that's okay. Perhaps you'll see me again, if you could find me. Talk soon. Oh. Okay. Yeah, so we're playing Stanley Parable 2.
This is the story of a man named...
Okay, we don't need to do that again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply... The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley
I remember what I
touched the
did
bucket
last
tightly
time.
to his chest
I did
and
the...
entered door on his left.
I did the normal route. And I did the route where... I did the basement route. So I did both the left routes. But like something was I think I need to go do the basement route again. Because I don't think I finished. So we're gonna do that again.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked
Actually, I'm gonna go
upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not
Hey, I
for
got
the soothing
it.
presence of the bucket.
It just says 8.
Now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
I was right.
Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
There's a beat the game in under 4 something minutes. 4 minutes, 18 seconds.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight
I do
ahead
still need to
through the
go
large
that
door
way.
read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life.
Oh, and I still have to do
Stanley
this.
nearly dropped the
Okay.
bucket in shock.
We have to do this route
Everyone
again
in the
because we have
office
to
was
do the
being videotaped,
pressing the
monitored like guinea pigs.
on button
The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it
I wonder what
didn't
the
wish to do?
speedrun is like for this game.
What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These
Because technically
questions
beating a
raised
game is
furiously
pretty easy to
Stanley's
do.
feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter, his one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
I wonder if this even counts as
Reality
beating it
of
if I
his
have the
past
bucket,
began to
though.
sink in. Stanley decided that this machine... Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness.
It might not, I don't know.
Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves
If I
from
don't
the
get it this
tyrannical
time, I'll just
grip
do
of
it
the
later.
evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end.
Why? Why?
True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support.
I'm sorry, Colo.
What? Wait, what was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket
I
not
don't
about
I
to
don't
be
think it
free?
will ever change.
An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Did I do it? I don't think I did it. That felt way longer than 4 minutes. I'll just do it later. I'm sure
All
there's
his
a
co-workers were gone.
guide exactly how to do it. I don't know if you can do it with the bucket either.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his
Let's go
chest.
this way
And
again.
this was not
I don't want to
a
do
direct
the
route to
same
meeting,
routes
but Stanley had felt
multiple
the
times in
bucket
a
calling
row.
to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was.
Okay, bucket.
Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Bucket, can we get a drink bucket?
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Okay, so there's the... I forget where this elevator
So
takes
the two
us.
of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Nope, I'm going this way. With the bucket. Piss bucket into drink bucket? Isn't that the
good
same thing?
Stanley, I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place
What the
adventurous.
fuck is this?
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
You want me to do the Adventure Line again? Oh. Okay. Adventure Line.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well. Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue? Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. It's as classic now as it was back then.
When did you ever say that?
Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this.
What
but
the
if
fuck
we want to
is
do
that?
that, you're going to have to give something up.
What is happening? Boop doo boop doo boop boop boop.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket.
No.
That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
I don't want to destroy the bucket.
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me, it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
No.
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't.
Does
need
it
me to
make
spell
new
out for you.
buckets? Can I get
Go
a
ahead
second
now,
bucket?
Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
No.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait.
Yeah,
Sure,
that's
I
cool.
can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The Broom Closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer
Can I leave?
merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Everything's fine.
The Bucket Destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you, all of its squadron.
Game's silly.
Now, goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were...
Who can say where the road goes? Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked. No, stop. Look there on the wall, you see? There's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless... What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences
I just
on
realized
the
I didn't
entire
unmute.
rest of the game if not
Whoops.
addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
I ain't going in there. Oh, let me out. I don't think I have a choice. Is that what? What is this?
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Yeah, see, I was right. Is it gonna say correct no matter what I do?
Is this a bucket? Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket. Item 3. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. This is a bucket.
Oh man. That's a bucket.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an
No,
enormous
it's a-
machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
They had to predict people were gonna just do the wrong answers.
Is this a bucket? Correct. This is a bucket.
See, I was right.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
No.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
That's what?
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere. Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing.
A bucket is
could
something you
possibly
put
be
something in.
Unless in your twisted
And you
mind,
put something
you
in
somehow
nothing.
convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing?
Yeah.
Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket? You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions.
Everything
with
around us
confidence.
is in nothing.
Now I'm somewhat adrift.
That means nothing is a
Do any
bucket.
of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
Yes.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets
What?
from the game.
No!
Okay, here we go.
No, I hit the no button.
Is everything gone? Why did
I
everything
told you.
disappear? Wait,
Everything was a bucket.
everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now.
I don't know,
It's
I feel like a
delightful
bucket.
to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game.
Man,
So,
I
tell you
feel
what,
like a
I'll
bucket.
reset everything.
do,
We'll
do,
put back
do,
all of the
do,
buckets,
do.
okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Okay, well, that was that one.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Oh, right, I do have to do the basement one again.
The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Let's do the basement again.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket.
That's where buckets go.
It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket.
Be
This is your
strong for
companion
bucket.
and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I'd never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years.
I think the narrator's projecting.
I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There. Now it's settled. No more
It's mine
debate,
now.
no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Any more dialogue, or?
All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see,
Oh, it's a
I
bucket
feel
sticker.
that it works because the sticker is also a bucket.
What's up, Elliot?
That way,
Welcome
if
in.
you're ever unsure
Hope you're
whether
doing
the
well.
thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, "Ah, it's a bucket." There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
Are we more stickers? I'm gonna wait. I want more stickers.
You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies.
Is the narrator
Easily the
gonna
most
leave?
childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
I like just seeing if there's more dialogue. You never know. Sometimes you get rewarded. I'm gonna assume that was the end. But what if we wait? No, I don't think there's anything else. Okay. Fuck you, broom closet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Oh, right.
Found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for
So the
collecting all of
collectibles they
these,
said they were gonna
only
put
the
in, they put in.
intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried.
There's
So,
actually
I implore
6
you to savor each
of these
fleeting
things.
moment you come across
It's
one
very
of these
funny.
beautiful figurines.
Hope I haven't missed any.
But Stanley just couldn't.
I'm gonna
do
go
it. He
do
considered
this
the
again
possibility of
because
facing his boss,
we
admitting
didn't
he had
finish
left
it
his
last
post
time.
during work hours. He might be fined for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed
sure there's no
everyone had
collectible.
vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
No.
He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me.
1,
in
2,
difficult
B,
times
4.
such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps.
Whose
How
bucket
did
is
I
it?
end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no
Where did my
good will
bucket
come from
go?
this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed.
Oh, I'm in
Without
the
my
air.
bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Where's my bucket?
Stanley! Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
Could it truly be? He rushed forward.
Oh,
from
there's
room to room,
buckets.
passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special
Yeah,
bucket.
none of them are mine. They're not labeled.
Come to me, Stanley. Find me.
He had to find
Where
the
are
bucket.
you?
He had to return to his old
Bucket.
friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along.
How'd the bucket get inside me?
Incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
I am the bucket.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her
Mariella's
bucket of comfort and
parable.
security, and walked to her place of work.
They should make
But
a
on
game
this
about her.
particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him.
Guys,
Perhaps he didn't
your
even
life is
realize
just a
he'd
video
forgotten
game.
his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of
Does that mean
course,
I can
she
mod
had
it?
no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Oh, really? Okay, so this is where we got to with this part last time. But it didn't do the same thing.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself.
Oh, no,
"That's
this is
all I
right, yeah.
need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all."
It changes over here? No?
"Where are we going today?" the bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Okay, we're gonna go to the cargo lift.
Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Oh, there's a
Stanley did
thingy
not
over
question
there.
why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets
How do you
can't
get that?
But Stanley chose not to think
There's a
about
fence
this
in the
obvious
way.
fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here.
Said the bucket.
It's
Go
like a
into
little.
this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
I have to figure that out.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home where we can go about life together.
Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you
See what
trying
happens
to
with the
resist
bucket.
bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket. Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously.
I thought,
Why did
yeah.
miss out the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing?
I don't
How
know.
does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These
No,
are the
actually.
optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
No.
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management,
You can't tell
which
me
is
what
the
to do.
cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long.
Chat, I'm gonna take a quick BRB in the middle of the comedic timing. This is comedic timing. I have to use the bathroom. I'll be right back. Thank you, Cole.
And should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even
Why are they
tripled
like
over
The
in
Simpsons?
laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence, and who very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
What?
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter.
What do you mean
I think the
outdated?
fundamentals of
What?
proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
I don't want to, though. Ah, yes, the gate again. I still want to know how to get that collectible. Oh, it's gone now.
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me.
There's
Thank
a
goodness
duck.
we have the instructional video.
But I don't
Otherwise,
know.
who knows where we'd be right now. Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke? Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
Back we go. Is this the correct way? Yep.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left. What? We're back at the phone already? No, what's going on? There were supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point, a dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land, or not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the two doors room. What an egregious mistake.
I don't think it mattered which door I would
I
have.
don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing.
Unless
Not
it
even
did.
the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video again. Yes, sure.
Please
That
don't.
will help me improve my... Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left. What? We're back at the phone already? No. Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to
It's
a set
getting
of two
faster
open
and
doors,
faster.
they entered the door on the left.
I'll do it again. It's probably gonna be like immediately send me back.
What? We're back at the phone already? No.
Okay, just the same thing.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left. No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone.
What? No.
Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you
I went to
proud of yourself
the
for
right
letting me down, Stanley? Are you
20
proud?
times. Oh.
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes. Well, let me try that again, Stanley.
Okay.
I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not? Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame?
Pale with shame.
What's another word to describe
Pale
the
with
bucket?
shame.
Stanley, this bucket is so metal. I think I saw it playing guitar. No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos. Let's see.
Okay.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Wasting electricity. Oh, there's a figurine in the...
A good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and
in the meeting room.
distinction.
Oh. What happens if I keep doing this? Every time I reset. Let's go.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Oh, interesting. Bottom text! And across the office, synergizer resources. There are no questions, no memo from management. Maybe we are the collectibles. There will be a reward for finding them all? Nice. Good luck. I I thought this said trust the completionist, which would be very funny because Gerard, the completionist, is not trustworthy. Is there one in here? I don't think there's one in here. Oh, it tells you large room, lots of boxes. Some were both red and blue. Nearby a fireplace. That's the boss's office. A private but smelly place. Oh, the bathroom. There's one in the bathroom, the office, the one in the we saw, and some were both red and blue.
Coming to a staircase,
Oh.
Stanley and the bucket walked up.
Red and blue is that's that. This no. Can't be this because we already. I don't know. The poopy
Another
room.
miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs? Or what about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
There's one in here too.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Is it on the other
Crushed by
side of the
weight of this
fireplace?
revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing present. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
Oh,
Was
it's
it
this.
the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Is it in this corner? Yep.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up?
Stanlerines makes more sense.
I'm
But
sure
Figley
it will come to me.
just rolls off the tongue. Okay, so we have to do.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control for... Although
Do the
this
escape
passageway
one.
had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death. The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
No.
At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Oops. Yeah, this is different.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly.
Wait, this is a
into the
different
enormous
narrative. This is different than the
jaws.
other woman.
In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
Yep. I was crushed.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket.
This
It's
is
true
different.
that all buckets are radiant in their
Think.
own way, but this one stood
Or is
above
this-
the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
Oh yeah, my bucket's gone. Is this just a museum to the bucket now? The bucket exhibit. Yep, everything
Can you
is
see
about the
how
bucket.
arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own?
25
Can you see the
buckets.
hubris that blinded him?
That-
Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
That's more than 25 buckets. A bucket with 2 handles. Oh, is this supposed to be like the cupid with multiple arms? Wooden bucket. Inferno bucket. Billions died. Yeah. Cave paintings of buckets. Where does this way go? Oh, I should have gone this way first. The stress bucket. Coping towels. Doing something you enjoy. That is a good analogy of stress. It's like the spoons analogy.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Uh-oh. The hanging bucket. Anyways. Oh. Oh.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you
What
and
can we
I,
do?
that will right this terrible wrong.
What are we gonna do about the bucket?
Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed
Oh,
by the
no.
machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision for...
Well, I don't think the bucket lived. Well, it's Groundhog Day. Again.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
The embrace of an old friend.
One of these
A
computers is
weathered
gonna have
companionship that stands the test of time.
an input thing. Let's go back in here, maybe? No, none of these. Just... Well, can't go back. None of these. What? I want to put the input. Maybe we're not done?
Stanley clutched the bucket
What
tightly
haven't
to
we
his
done?
chest and entered the door on his left.
Let's try to figure out.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room. And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Just trying to see if there's a way. No. Is there anything else to do down? I don't think so. I think that just leads to. Somewhere both red and blue in a large room with boxes. Somewhere both red and blue.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
We did under the staircase. This is the. We've done. Oh, the only thing we haven't done is. Is it blue in the elevator? No. How does it go in the elevator with the bucket? Probably nothing.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
I
Was
did.
it the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Boop, ba-doop, ba-doop, boop. Boop, 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 boop.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Mind control.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
And I want to know more about this world, but I also understand why they're so
Monitors jumped to life,
secretive,
and
because
Stanley
that's
nearly dropped the bucket in shock.
what gives the
Everyone in
game.
the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into
It's
tears
mysterious.
as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in
He
the
wants
first
to
place?
be a bucket.
These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone
No!
else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded
This is
from
red
this
and
very
blue.
place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good.
No, I don't see a
Two
collectible.
best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way. The bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Let's take it down.
But at the last
Oop.
second, the bucket jumped in and pressed
Oh,
the
the
button
bucket
to
pushed
turn
the
on the
button.
controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen.
Oh,
Birds.
silly birds.
Silly birds. The control buttons became active again.
What? Oh, the bingos.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him.
Aw,
This wasn't a mind control facility.
he's a
at
cute
all.
little bird.
It was a facility for monitoring
Penguins.
and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its
hummingbirds.
true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along?
Oh,
Stanley
hello.
marveled at the metal genius
A big
in his
beak.
hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent
babies.
the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping
Orange
through
bird.
live streams of the silliest birds
Owls.
imaginable. Of all the
Duck.
possible paths his life could have taken, this
Parrots.
one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
My birds. Oh. I like that ending. I do like the bird ending.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
One day. Huh.
The bucket made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker. In time, perhaps, he would become both of those things. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley
Stupid
took the door
bucket.
on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to
Oh.
the cargo lift.
Like this? Yep. Okay.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've
One more.
nearly gotten all of the Figler anurines. Very soon, you'll collect the
Figular
first one, and
anurines.
then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to
But
have
they said there
none
would
of
be
them,
something.
and now we have them all. You can't go back
I don't
to
have
when
them
you
all
had
yet.
no Figler anurines. None of us can.
Okay. Where does this go? Oh. This is new. What the hell? There are tapes everywhere. Gene.
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense.
This bucket's
There's
making people
no
crazy.
explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get me. What's that? Who's there? Caporata.
What the fuck is happening? Well, that was normal. Okay, I don't know where the last bucket is.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Oh, we got back to this.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Not everyone is so lucky to have a bucket, but Stanley is a very lucky fellow. Very lucky indeed.
Well, I'm gonna look this up real quick. Achievements, I guess. I just want the collectibles. How to get every Figley. Got that one. Bathroom. Fireplace. The boxes. Oh, I can't have the bucket for it.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
We need to go
When Stanley came to a set of two
this
open doors, this was
way.
not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on
I have
the
to go
wrong
that
foot
way.
here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
I'm
I
not.
realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
Yes.
Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
I'm a red and blue.
Let me prove it.
There it is.
Prove that I'm on. And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley.
He's changed the name every
This is
time.
a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
I probably walked through the blue door last
Thank
time.
God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley?
Or maybe I
wanted
did
to
go to the
stop.
red door, I don't know.
We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
No, I did this.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just... No, wait. Where are you going? Oh, no. Stay away.
Yeah, no, okay. We did this. We don't need to do the stair thing again. I don't know if I went in the blue door. I'm gonna go to the meeting room.
Stanley,
Whoa.
I'm sorry, but I have
Whoa.
to put a pause.
That
on
was
things.
weird.
It's those figurines.
I wasn't
Those
expecting that.
figures. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
Okay. What in Stanley? Stanley? Stanley. Found all the collectibles. Huh. Is this new? What? Walk time, Roy.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Seven? Oh. Wait, that's illegal.
And here was a second Stanley.
Okay,
I'll be
already?
honest, back then I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways. Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
It was the bathroom. Because I did the boss one right after.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here in the boss's bathroom.
Why
It
am I
was the
logged in?
third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
I don't think that's true.
Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room.
Wha-
Oh, well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
Sure. The Big Apple, yeah. Yep, that's where I got the 4th one. Oh yes, and the 5th one?
This was the 5th mini Stan, and this one was really something special. It was in the warehouse. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
Uh-oh. What the fuck is this? God. It's mini stand number 5. Such an old YouTube style video. Throwback. You found it near the cargo lift. Thanks for watching. Oh, let's go with the narrator. The narrator.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
You made that on like iMovie on a Mac. 100%. And yes, the final one.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All
What
I
happens
know
if you
is
do it
that
a
this
different
is the
order?
moment where you picked up a
Does it
Figley and I
change
thought
the
to
room
myself,
order?
Yes, that's all of them. They're all collected.
'Cause
It
we-
was a moment unlike
It
any
was
other.
exactly the order we got
Except
them
for the
in.
other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
You
And
are
then
in the
There was
present.
no more, because we've caught up to the present
Oh,
moment.
hey, look. Oh.
Nothing left to do but move onward into the
Infinite.
future. Goodbye, memory zone.
Oh,
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep
It
enjoying
unloaded.
these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that
Oh.
feels.
I guess so. Are we gonna collect them all again?
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue
Yep.
doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going, I want more.
Okay. We're reliving it backwards.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the
Yes,
video?
I do. Nope.
Yes, I love that video.
Game's so stupid. I know this game is basically a
Still don't
walking
remember
sim,
the
but it's
room,
still
Stanley. Still no memory of this one.
really good.
Room, though. A solid room.
It's mostly about finding all the different routes and stuff.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
Next one. Wait. Where'd this go? Nowhere.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going.
Back to reality. Oh, it was
This
reality.
is it, the very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Okay. The jumping.
It's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite... Oh, yes! The two doors! Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
The fucking doors. Help in my office.
And before everything else, there was your office.
Yep.
Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I
Nope.
feel I can remember. I can remember. Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then, somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions, he would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But
He's
I
not even
suppose as
real.
I've grown old, I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
That's
Stanley
not right.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Why did that one? Why
Yet
did it go
there was
left?
Not a single person here.
That
either.
one turn.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, there's the thing. Hold on. That computer.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
No, I didn't.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Come on, I'm in a hurry.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Bump, bump, bump. Bump, 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 bump. Bump, 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 bump.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Superman, that's all. Oh, crap, that's...
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
No.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Yes.
Here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided...
That quick enough?
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Where's that? Also, I guess it. Oh. Oh, we made it to this thingy again. The, like, alternate reality. I forgot, I downloaded the... Yes, I have to open it. The achievement notifier that can make it more like Xbox achievements. But I forgot to open the thing. Now it should work though.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley blackness, and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I don't know why my mic was muted. I hope it wasn't muted a long time.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh, here we go. Yo, I'm gonna just do this, because...
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or
That's
a photo?
different.
He could no longer recall.
The devs, yeah, they were like, no more. Okay.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
None of these computers have the input thing. I have to do it one more time. Where else is there a computer? The only other one I know is the boss's computer. Or the one outside the office. Boop doop boop doop 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 boop. Secrets, I guess? What does this mean? I don't know what this would even be called. Also, yeah, I still didn't get the... "100% achievement." The collectible stuff was also a thing I had to do. I've not done Okay. Um, this is annoying. They put a spoiler in within a spoiler, but I can't. Oh, there we go. What? This is stupid. Stay open so I can. Oh wait, there's an oh. Hold on. There's another ending. I want to figure out the computer stuff first, though. Computer input. What the fuck is this? Oh, how to walk. I like how there's always a how to walk. I'm gonna have to Google this because. Oh, well, it's because I'm. Hold on. Delete that. Fun secrets. Why can't I find anything about the computer? Computer input. Stanley parable. Like, does no one know about this? Oh, it's called the Heaven. Oh, it's my computer that's last. I guess that makes sense. I didn't even think to look at my computer. Welcome Stanley to heaven. Is this what heaven looks like? Um Am I supposed to be doing something? Obviously. Oh, this just goes forever. Okay. Well, apparently there is a epilogue that we unlocked by getting all the collectibles. And this is the true ending of the game. And this is how you get the test achievement. Many, many years later. I hope it just starts. Oh. Oh, the desert that we created. We didn't create it, we just skipped through time. Oh, okay. Is this gonna be like one of those like we're gonna create the building where we worked again? Oh, no, all the chairs. What the fuck? What is this, Dune? Dune Part 3. Everything the sun touches. Oh. Oh, hey, it's the memory. Oh, it's the memory place. And that's the memory building. Huh. Is the narrator in here? Did we find the narrator? Cookie Nine's blog. Oh no. Oh, someone who really liked it. Oh, never mind. Who cares? Where are the new endings? The bucket endings are the new endings, you fuck. This is so funny. Is this real? I hope this is real. Cookie 9 Stanley Parable. Is this a real review? It does exist, but it's a Chinese account. Dude, this is a real review. Well, that review is real. Oh, here's the... This is a real blog post. I found it. It's a Tumblr page. That's amazing.
Jim, 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 Jim.
Where's my... I keep hitting it some... I think I keep hitting it when I'm searching something. Because right, my wrist goes right into it. I need to pay attention to that more. But this is really sad. I guess we're not getting any more Stanley Parable stuff.
Jim,
But the gym button's so good.
Jim.
Oh, the collectibles. Can I collect more? Let's go. Oh, is this the infinite hole? It fell over. Oh no, that just... Thank you for enjoying the new content. You're welcome. Hello again. The angel from my nightmare. The shadow in the background of the morgue. It's nice to see you. But it's terrible to learn that there will never be another Stanley Parable game. Did you hear what the developers said? Preserve the integrity of the franchise? What nonsense. Stanley Parable is not sacred. We do not need to protect it. Screw the legacy. Let's keep making Stanley Parable games until the sun explodes. Run the franchise into the ground, drag it through the mud and back. People hate it, who cares? See, that was the narrator's problem. He was so obsessed with what people thought of his work. Don't make his mistake. Don't cling to the legacy. Let it burn. It's not hard, in fact, let me show you. We're gonna make Stanley Parable 3. All we do is change the name in the game's title screen. We also need a really dumb subtitle for the game, something loud and gaudy. Go ahead, try combining some random words to make a new title. Oh, we get the... The Revenge of the Cheese. Every time you start the game will advance the number of by 1. And nothing in the game itself will change. Sounds like work, no need to do that. Just be the same recycled content over and over again. What do you say? Should we go forward with this plan? Sure. No, he didn't. Am I finally gonna get the achievement? Oh, the achievement machine's fixed. I am ready. Oh, we get to enter the time again. It's 4:30. I don't actually think this does anything. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think it adjusted anything. Time for the Stanley Parable 3 chat. Oh, the car is so cool.
This is the story.
We don't need to... Okay, but how do we get back to the sequel? I don't remember how we did. Oh, the new content door.
All of his co-workers were gone.
But the new content door is closed.
Stanley decided to go to
Oh,
the
because I
meeting.
keep...
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It's because I keep grabbing the bucket, that's why. So the achievement machine is fixed. We have to go back to it.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Yeah.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Now, to be clear,
New
I haven't quite nailed
features.
down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it.
This
I
expo
figured
hall is not
that if I can
accessible.
loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will
Where's
sort of
the
naturally
achievement room?
spring up around them. Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Yes, free achievement. It's time. I'll see if my
Now, here's something special. You remember
Steam
that broken
achievement thing
test
works.
achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given
Yeah.
to you. As you can
Hey, it
see,
worked.
the machine is not working yet since... What?
Oh, you guys can't see it
What
because
the
I'm
hell
doing a
is
game
going on?
capture.
You got the
Well-
achievement? Why did the machine work? Stanley, I didn't fix it. I didn't do anything to it. I swear, it was broken just a second ago. Who fixed it? Is someone here?
Who did fix it?
Being watched? Oh,
Who's the
God.
person who fixed it?
Composure? Composure. Yes, as you can see, the machine is working as normal, as I intended. It truly speaks to the awe-inspiring magic of the Stanley Parable 2. Breathe. Just breathe.
Yeah, you heard the sound. But it didn't show up because I'm doing a game capture, not a screen capture. But I found the sound and made it the sound. Does that make sense? I found the Xbox sound and added it. Because you can put whatever sound you want. But I obviously wanted the
else?
Xbox
What
sound.
other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Okay. Have we seen all the endings? That's the basic one. Got the countdown ending. Oh, this is a different. We haven't got that one. We got the museum ending. Oh, there is an elevator ending. We got the Mariella ending. Escape pod. That's a different ending. We got the heaven ending. This is an ending. Oh, I think I did jump off. Yeah, I did that one. Cold feet. Oh no, we don't have that one. Damn, we missed a lot. We got the apartment ending. We got the vent. I think we got the no. Yeah, we did that one. Yeah, we did the red door. Oh, that's a different ending. That's another one we don't have. Okay, there's a bunch of endings we haven't done. Let's do them.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
What's the wrong way?
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
That's fine. There's another ending this
And
way.
here it was, the lounge. But eager to get back to business,
Like
Stanley
there's a
took
couple.
the first open door on his left.
There's one to get on the lift and then
Stanley
immediately
was so
get off.
bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below. You know what? Looking at it now, it's not that far to the bottom floor. I bet you can make it.
No, that's fine.
Come on. I'm sure you'll survive the jump. Don't tell me you're scared. That's not the Stanley I know. Do it! 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 Whoops. Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me.
That's the cold feet ending.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
Actually, I'm going to go this way
When
again.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
I do have zero.
I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to
No,
convince
no.
you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
Okay, so there's a...
Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that
You have to go in the blue door 3
Give me
times.
a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Nope.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly.
Wait.
Stanley walked through the
Oh.
red door.
The blue door is still
All
here.
right, fine, go ahead, Stanley.
I never noticed
you
that.
want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place.
Oh.
Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was
Yeah.
it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these
Why are there
strange,
different
unknowable
doors?
desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me
What, Battle
absolutely
Royale?
nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This
What the
already
fuck?
feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Yes.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look. Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Let's just go through the door, I guess. What? What? Was I not supposed to go back in here? Wait, why'd the door shut? I don't know if I was supposed it wanted my feedback. Is this what's supposed to happen? Did I break the game? What's this one? Yeah, I don't think this was supposed. I don't know if I was supposed to go back in here. I think I soft locked it.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing.
What do I gotta do here? This is the broom closet ending. Open the door, stay in there until the narrator tells another player to replace the dead one. Leave, then go back and when they're done talking. After you finish this dial, restart the game, go back, and restart when the narrator's done again.
Here, so he turned around and got back on track. There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
There was something for waiting extra long.
Baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything.
It's comfy
At
in
least
here.
If there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Fuck all. They can't swear.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused. You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path.
It
Maybe
is.
when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
I'm gonna tell all my friends that.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid.
Okay,
He
well that's
probably
just
only
me.
got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs.
Oh,
and
there's.
hookers.
See, I never did this. I didn't. They referenced that in another
Well,
ending,
I've come
but
to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard.
yes, I'm dead.
Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone
died
nearby
on stream.
so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Nope, it said. There's a dialogue where he's gonna replace me when I'm dead. Unless that was the dialogue. I kind of stopped listening. Yeah, it replaces. I don't think I got the dialogue yet, but maybe I did.
Ah, second player. It's good to have
Oh,
you.
there we go.
I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Okay, now I restart the game. And then I go back in.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo?
It was a photo of a painting.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Is this different? What? What the fuck? Okay. I guess this part can just change randomly.
When Stanley came to a set of 2
The rest
open
of it's the
doors,
same.
he
It's
entered the
just-
door on his left.
There must be like a
Yet there was
percentage
not a single
of it
person here
happening.
either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
No.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I wouldn't really call the broom closet ending an ending. You just eventually get the broom closet locked up. Anyways,
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
there's another ending where if you walk in the... That's really creepy. I don't like that. Did I do it?
Here's the door.
There we go. You do that and then you go back to your office, I guess? That was a little glitchy, but I think it did it. What's up, bucket? Aha. You are now leaving. Escape pod. There, an escape pod. We're on the 700th floor. This is just... Oh, nope, it's still going up. $758. I think it said 760. One more floor. Escape. Is that it? Is that the ending? Oh, that's lame.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted.
Is this... Okay, let's do this one next. I think we're almost done doing all the endings.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I like how it just does this now.
Here's the door, just go. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television
Is this where I
screens.
fall?
What horrible
yes.
secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
This is supposed to happen.
Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Welcome! You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours. So here you go. New content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content? Always more content, more content, more. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game, with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section. You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are. We call this track, Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
Good job, you did it. Good job. 3, 2, 1. Good job, you made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. You jumped on the catwalk. You should have been careful. You should have been careful. It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending. I believe in you. I believe in your ability to cross this barrier. Chase your dreams. Railings don't mean anything. Good job, you did it. 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 Good job, you did it.
Okay. That was an ending. God, Heaven, Brim Closet, Confusion. I did the Confusion ending. Did that. Cold Feet, the Vent, Apartment. This ending. I think I need to redo this one. Wait, what? Go through the blue door 3 times. At the baby game. Keep the baby alive for 4 hours? I'm not doing that one. Oh wait, this is an ending?
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
That's the coward ending. I'm on employee 434's desk.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
So if you say yes...
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want, like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
I wonder how many people found this thinking it was a glitch.
There once was a man named Stanley, who
Well, it is,
people
but
considered so manly. But the truth must be told,
intentional.
he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. Did it all day in a meaningful way,
but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this peril and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you
I
are
knew
not
there was
strong
something more.
and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. Yes. You too will become quite unbearable.
Infinite hole ending. Oh, there's a figurine ending. We did epilogue. We did. Bucket Heaven. Buckets. Okay, there's like, I think this one we just restart. There's a couple bucket endings
All
we
of his
missed.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply... It takes a lot of humility to carry a bucket so magnificent.
So now you can
Stanley
take the
checked
bucket
his ego and then proceeded onward.
to see itself. The bucket within the bucket.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
I wish there was a way to get through this faster, because there's like two things,
Yes,
two
you
endings.
see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I
Where's
think
the
that if I
bucket?
can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really. Wait, there are 2 buckets here? How did you get a second bucket? Oh no, the warmth and comfort of a single bucket is already so great, so intoxicatingly wonderful. With 2 buckets, there's no telling. Stanley, can you still hear me? Are you with me?
Oh my god.
Stanley! Oh, thank God, I didn't lose you. Stanley, the power of 2 buckets was
Oh, no.
too much. I had to destroy both
The
of them.
buckets.
I know how much the bucket meant to you, but I couldn't take the risk. I hope one day you
How
can
could
forgive
you?
me.
Is that it? Is that all? Oh, that's not really an ending.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Where's the infinite hole?
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is
Apparently this hole's not
a
infinite.
hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap fall. You see? Isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
What if I don't push anything?
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top.
No.
Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things. Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole.
Why are there cigarettes down here?
You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling.
Meeting at 2 p.m.
What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite?
Okay.
If that works for you,
It's not even close,
go
but...
ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for this. Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal.
Okay, wait a minute.
Normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time?
It
I
did.
couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole.
Up is even
This
shorter.
starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only
It's
not
infinite.
but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer
Is this gonna
feasible to
close?
call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Oh, there it is. The shame of... How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on. Is the
Oh, I can't teleport now because
teleport button not working?
it's not a hole anymore.
You sure? Well, I mean,
I'm not below the
I really don't
surface.
have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
Whoa. Oh. What is with this music? Change your perception. Oh my god.
My head's stronger. Now you're no longer.
Puppies! I'm upside down now. Big head.
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley!
Oh,
Good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the
oh, you
hole?
don't have to do that.
From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodlepip.
It's loading too slow. Oh. Oh. Hey. Why did it restart us here?
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of
Okay.
the new features.
There's another ending
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it
with
be?
the bucket.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Stanley cradled the bucket in a gentle embrace. Protective, yet delicate. Assertive, yet compact. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers.
Well, that's just lame. I want stickers.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
content from a long time ago. Did I click the right thing?
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got
I think
me
I clicked
thinking
on the
about
wrong thing.
past and how much better the Stanley Parable.
Yeah, this isn't. I was supposed to click on something, but not that. Click on the picture of the new content door. I clicked the wrong one. I clicked the other door. Wait, this is different.
Stanley's bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
I like that the
and entered the door on his
office
left.
changes sometimes.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where, coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
To the bathroom again. We have to click on this one. Because we're not supposed to have the bucket here.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Wait, Stanley, I've just now realized that bucket you're holding, it's the bucket I've been working on for my sequel. How did you get your hands on it?
It's mine.
Isn't this the preview to the sequel? How do you have the bucket already? This makes no sense at all. Hold on. Did I already show you my ideas for the sequel? I don't remember doing that at all. You're seeing things all out of order.
Or you're seeing things out of order.
What order are all of these endings arranged in exactly? Oh, bloody hell, this game is far too complicated. Wait, so this means you must have already been to my exhibit on the Stanley Parable too, because how else would you have the bucket? The infinite hole, the gym button. Did you see them already?
I did.
Stanley, none of them are ready yet. I'm still developing them. They're not even close to finished. How did they look when you saw them? Were they captivating? Were they exciting? Did they fulfill on the promise of everything that a sequel to Stanley Parable could possibly be? Had I figured out how the hell to make a sequel to this game? Wait, if you're still carrying the bucket around with you, if the bucket is interesting to you, that means I must have made it correctly. Yes, you carrying the bucket with you everywhere is exactly what I set out to accomplish. The bucket is the exciting and captivating new content that I promised. I did it! I win! I made a sequel to the Stanley Parable. Yes, the sign is correct. Thank you for enjoying the new content. Thank you for taking the bucket everywhere with you, clinging tightly to the bucket, never letting it go. It means I've won. It means I am victorious over the gamers. It is a sweet salve of victory on my soul. Thank you for enjoying the new content. The bucket is the Stanley Parable now. They are one and the same. There is no Stanley Parable without the bucket. I win, 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 I win.
Okay. There's an ending with the elevator. before the elevator, wait a minute. I'll do that one after. Where's the elevator ending? We did the venting. Elevator ending. Once you're in the elevator, press the down button, then press the up button and repeat until you get the ending. Okay.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
What's up?
When Stanley came
Logo's
to a set of
painted.
2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What?
Yet
Alien
there was
emoji.
not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Am I doing this right? Open the door once you're at the elevator. Oh, I'm not supposed to be in it. Whoops. Isn't fucking doing anything. Oh, prepare. Oh. It's just keep pressing the up button. I think I screwed this up. I'm gonna do it again.
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Yep.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, so I'm supposed to push down and then up continuously. The guide doesn't specify if I need to get in the elevator or not, so I don't. Once you're at the elevator, press the up button and repeat until you get the ending. I feel like I was supposed to get in the elevator. I think I need a better guide for this ending because I don't think it's telling me to do the right thing. For all I know, this is a meme. Confusion escape pod. This person doesn't even know what the elevator does, so maybe it doesn't do anything. I'm just gonna move on. There is one secret for getting the blue office. I'm gonna keep resetting until we get it. I can't remember if it starts right outside my
Stanley
office. I
had
think
never
so.
seen the office this brightly lit. Was it?
Give me it. Nope, that's not the right variant of the office. There we go.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
A
Stanley
whiteboard
decided to
ending.
go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Dog mode? What? What's dog mode? What is... Okay. Okay, that's all that is. I'm gonna try this other ending
Stanley
one
came
more
to a
time.
set of two open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But
We'll try
eager
this
to
one
get
more
back
time,
to
and then we'll
business,
do
Stanley took the first
the
open door
speedrun
on his left.
achievement, and then be done.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this
I can
section
bark
of the
out
map
here, though.
because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
Yes.
Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Okay. I think this ending's glitched because now he's not saying anything. Oh, was I supposed to go this way?
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
No.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches
So there's
the fire,
an
you
ending
fail.
to
It's a
keep
very
the baby
neat
away from the
thing.
fire
All about the
for 4
desperation and
hours.
tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family
Or
life. I think
there's a
the
different
onlookers
ending for
will really take notice.
letting it catch on
But
fire.
of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why
Yeah,
don't you
dang.
give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
Okay.
Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
You heartless bastard.
I'm not waiting
Did
4
you do
hours.
it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing.
I wonder if you
Your input
actually have
was
to do it for
extremely
4 hours.
valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain.
Okay.
Let's see. What do we have here?
Do you have Super Smash? You have Mario Kart?
Yes. This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Is it? Oh. What is this?
Fascinating.
Is this Fire?
What do you think this
What's
game
the
is about, Stanley? What's our backstory?
Firewatch? Is that
What
what the
our
game's called?
motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower. Perhaps
Why are we
for
playing
some sort of
Firewatch?
twisted, erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Yo, where's the fires?
Oh no. No, it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
No. No.
Goodness, Stanley, what a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we...
Not any direction.
We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
What's a game that has walls?
Oh,
Game of Thrones.
I think this
That's not a
is just
game,
the
though.
thing.
Is this?
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had.
Why
in
is it
mind.
Rocket League?
Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see.
You're supposed to play a soccer
back,
with
but
cars.
obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's
Yes.
sports ball. Oh, what fun. We should
Sports
run
ball.
the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
We're gonna get a strike. Touchdown
Are you
goal.
doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it... Hold on.
Oh,
What are you doing?
oops.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Oh, I fell deeper. By going deeper. Oh. Oh, this is... I don't like this ending anymore. I'm scared. Okay. Did I... Go the wrong way?
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now.
I'm in hell.
I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
The end is never the end, is never the end.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a
I'm just gonna
photo?
try to do the speed run, I
He could
guess.
no longer recall.
There's a
Stanley came
second
to a
ending to
set
the
of
blue
two
door,
open
but
doors. He entered the door on his left.
I think you actually have to wait, do it for 4 hours.
Yet there was not a
I could be
single
wrong,
person
though.
here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yeah, this is how you get the...
Here's the door, just go. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never.
No, we got
It
the
was
wolf button.
unthinkable. Wasn't it?
Is
Was it
gone.
even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley blackness, and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
That didn't give us the achievement. I don't know what will.
He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel.
What to see.
Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Love is an open door.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Am I dumb? Okay. All achievement. Best way is completing the ending until the narrator. Keep resetting until you get the straight corridor to the what the fuck?
The meeting room. Yes, that's
This
where
is
everyone
different.
would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting
Why
room.
is there
and
paper
from then on,
everywhere?
he would never be alone ever again.
Is there just paper over the whole map? No, just did this. I don't know if I'm gonna get it. Nope, that's the wrong one. That's the... This is the one we want. Because then you go right to this part.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Do it one more time.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Here's the door, just go.
After we do this, we'll end stream. There's a couple endings I didn't get, but that's okay. Oh, I got stuck. That's not
Stanley
good.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
This is the worst part.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life
utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's
Can't see this guy.
grasp?
Nope.
What other mysteries did
Not allowed
this
to see this
strange
guy.
building hold? But as
Nope.
sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For
Nope.
it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking,
Nope.
but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt ease upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And
I wonder if I can make a screen capture, a window capture of that. Well, just so you can see it no matter what. I'm gonna end stream though. It is my time to end. YouTube, thanks for watching. See you with whatever we play next. I hope you enjoyed Stanley Parable 3. It'll probably be 4 when I open it again. Bye, YouTube.